my Blu-ray collection, part 39. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to part 39 of Look at My Blu-ray Collection. So we're on the last shelf. This is the last batch. So basically, we should just plough through this. All film and TV, I think, looking at it at a glance. No box sets. By box sets I mean multi-film box sets or multi-series of a TV show. On a related note, this is season 6 of Game of Thrones. So because this is just one season, this lives for the moment with everything else, because I have room at the moment. So season 6, possibly the last great season. This was the season after Jon Snow got killed. But I love all Game of Thrones, even the last series I really enjoyed. It's Game of Thrones, I'm sure you're all familiar with it. This is The Sightseers. This is an excellent film, a Ben Wheatley film. Big fan of Ben's, I've got a lot of his films now. So Steve Oram plays Chris, who has got a new girlfriend, Tina, played by Alice Lowe. They go caravanning around the country. It is around the country, I think. Visiting various strange museums and things like that. And then some killings occur. It's very dark, very funny. Highly recommend. This is the 5th season of True Blood. I must have by this stage, looking at it, shown every other season of True Blood. I've got a box set with the first 3 or 4 in, and then the rest I have the individual series of. Loved True Blood. It's started really high, dipped, then raised slightly at the end, but I mean, I could watch Anna Paquin all day anyway. But yeah, really enjoyed True Blood. I thought I'd already shown this. I mentioned a video or 2 ago, The Tudors. I showed series 3 and 4. I thought I'd already shown 1 and 2. I think I must have only shown 1 already because this is season 2. But yeah, probably the best season. Sort of a height. This is Henry and Anne Boleyn era. Natalie Dormer. This is the, I'll call it live action version of the Jungle Book. I mean, apart from Mowgli, it is still computer animated. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. Basically, it was suitably different from it wasn't just a direct remake of a cartoon. Song-wise, you've only got Bare Necessities and I Want to Be Like You. Might get an element of Trust in Me, I can't remember now, but it's not full of songs like the animated version, and even those are done pretty different from the originals, but great voice cast. Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, Idris Elba, Lupita Nyong'o, Scarlett Johansson, Giancarlo Esposito, Christopher Walken, and Neil Seafy is very good as Mowgli. Yeah, enjoyed that a lot. Every Home Should Have One. Borderline, this could go in with my sex comedy. I mean, it is a sex comedy basically. I think the only reason it's in with my Blu-rays is because I think most of my sex comedies are DVD, but this could easily go in there. I'm saying that like you know what I'm talking about. I have a section that I haven't shown yet, which I will be showing soon actually, possibly 2 weeks from now. I'm a big fan of 70s sex comedies and similar slap and tickly sort of films, and I have a little collection of those that I keep separate, so this might move down to in there eventually. This is a network release. So Marty Feldman is an advertising executive, and he's been given a campaign to sex up porridge. There's a Clean Up TV campaign that's sort of against him, and it's just a funny film of that era, It's written by Martin Feldman, Barry Took and Dennis Norden, you know, great writers. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the better ones of the genre, mainly because of Marty and the writing. But it's got Julie Edge in it as well, which is always a boon. Yeah. If you like that genre, that's a good one. Finding Dory, lot of fun. Not as good as Finding Nemo, but close. Nice embossed. That's why I was doing that. Nice embossed slip on this one. Again, you know, I don't need to go into too much details about the Pixars because I'm pretty certain most of you have seen them. Raising Kane, Brian De Palma film, Arrow release, excellent film. Fairly late, 1992, yeah. So having in the 70s and early 80s, he was sort of doing his Hitchcock-esque thrillers like Carrie to an extent, but Dressed to Kill and Blowout. This is sort of back to that sort of genre, having dabbled in things like Casualties of War and The Untouchables in the meantime. John Lithgow has 3 roles in this. He plays Carter, who's a child psychologist, his evil twin brother Kane, and their Norwegian father, Dr. Nix, who experiments on the young. I can't go into too much detail without spoiling much, but it is a Hitchcockian type thriller. Really, really good. I've got most of Brian De Palma's films, not all of them, but most of them. This is Inherent Vice. This was good. This is Paul Thomas Anderson film, starring Joaquin Phoenix as basically a 60s, tail end of the 60s stoner. But he's a private eye. His ex, played by Catherine Waterston, turns up with some story about her current billionaire boyfriend and his wife and her boyfriend, and it's all very, you know, convoluted and not really twisty, but you know, warped plot, if you like. But it's really good, really well performed, as well as the 2 people I've mentioned: Josh Brolin, Owen Wilson, Reese Witherspoon, Benicio del Toro, Jenna Malone, Maya Rudolph, Martin Short. Yeah, good film. Another good film, won't be to everybody's taste, is The Neon Demon. So this is Nicholas Winding Refn, or however you pronounce his name, who directed Drive. Right. So, Elle Fanning is an aspiring model, moves to LA. She gets entangled with Jenna Malone, Bella Heathcote, and Abby Lee Kershaw, who are older, not old obviously, but older models. And it's all very stylised, and, you know, Neon Demon is a good description because of the visuals. But then it turns out Jenna Malone is also she's not a model actually, the other 2 are, but she's not, but she works in a morgue and she gets a bit touchy-feely with corpses. I don't want to say too much because about 2/3 of the way through there's a dramatic twist. But yeah, really good. As I say, it won't be to everybody's taste, but I loved it. This is a fantastic film. This is Tim Burton's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Wonderful, wonderful film. Very Tim Burton-esque visually. It's about basically a group of children who have special powers and go to this special home run by Miss Peregrine, who can turn into a falcon, hence the name. Where they, you know, learn to A, develop their skills, but B, also protect them against people who would alienate and possibly hunt them. And then they try to stop the big bad, let's put it that way. But yeah, really, really, really good film. As is The Nice Guys, Shane Black film, starring Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. Typical Shane Black buddy movie. It's not cops in this case, although no, they're not cops. They're private eyes. I thought one of them might have been a cop bug. No, two private eyes who have to team up. But you know, really funny, but really good action and a great story as well. Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, Kim Basinger, any other name, Margaret Qualley. Yeah, just really good. Highly recommend. This is Survivor, which I'm desperately trying to remember. I would have got it because Mia Jovovich is in it with Pierce Brosnan, Angela Bassett as well. I'm going to have to read this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's ringing faint bells now. So, Mia works in the US Embassy in London. Her job is to stop terrorists getting into the US. But then somebody's out to get her. She's framed for crimes she didn't commit. People are trying to kill her. So she goes on a run. And she's trying to stop a big terrorist attack in Times Square on New Year's Eve. Yeah, it's flooding back to me now. It was good, actually. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. This is Suffragette. So this is a film about the suffragette movement in Great Britain in the early 1900s. So based around Kerry Mulligan's Maud, who's a working mother who gets drawn into the women's rights movement. It was okay. I mainly got it because of Kerry Mulligan. It's sort of an important film, and it came out around the 100th anniversary of women getting the vote. 2013? Where did I made it? 2015. Yeah, it was okay. It's not a bad film. I wouldn't say I didn't like the film. It was, I just, you know, I watched it. You know, it didn't wow me. This is Focus, starring Will Smith and Margot Robbie. This was good. Wasn't great, it was good. So Will Smith is basically a con artist who meets another con artist played by Margot Robbie, and he's sort of, she's aspiring, and he sort of teaches her a trick of the trade, and they get involved with each other. But because he wants to be, you know, successful con artist, he breaks it off because there's no room in his life for her. 3 years later, they meet again. She's hooked herself in with a race car. I think it's the owner of a race car team, you know. But she's still on the fiddle, if you like. And it's a story of that. Yeah, Will Smith's always watchable, and Margot Robbie, you know. This was excellent. This was wild. Reese Witherspoon, based on a true story. So it's about a woman who's basically a nymphomaniac and keeps cheating on her husband or partner or whatever they were. And had a really bad relationship with her mother. I say it's based on a true story. So she decides to go on a hike and live in the wild for a while. And it's basically the story of her journey, you know, sort of both physically and mentally, but it's really well done. Very good film. And finally, we have 10 Cloverfield Lane. So this was the second Cloverfield film after Cloverfield. So it starts off as a kidnap thriller. Mary Elizabeth Winstead gets involved in a car accident, wakes up in this underground bunker owned by John Goodman, finds out she's actually not alone there, there's another guy there as well. And he's insistent that they're there for their own safety, but really he's keeping him prisoner. But then, towards the end, being a Cloverfield film, there is an alien invasion, and as she tries to escape, she's also escaping the aliens as well. Really, really good film. Okay, that is all the Blu-rays that I have watched. I have about 150 odd DVDs and Blu-rays in my to watch pile. I've also got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 DVDs that I haven't shown on my channel yet. So, what I will do, probably next week, as you're watching this, many weeks from now, 10 weeks ago, I recorded this, I will do a catch-up video of DVDs that I've watched and not shown, and any Blu-rays I've watched and not shown in that time. Then I will move on to my sex comedies, as discussed earlier. Then I will move on to onto that set of shelves, which has got a couple of box sets that I haven't shown, which I might do with the catch-up video. We'll see. And then my comedy DVDs, which there's a hell of a lot of. And what I will do for the films, Blu-rays basically, and non-comedy DVDs is that I will just do regular, once I've got a decent, pile of about 15 or so, I'll show them. And we'll intersperse them, because the comedy ones, as I say, will take a while to go through. So that's the plan anyway, so keep an eye on the channel for those, and on the playlist. Not sure how I'll playlist those, because I've got Blu-ray. I'll have to just add them to both. If I'm doing Blu-rays and DVDs together, I'll just add them to both playlists. That's simple enough, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.